Welcome back, everybody. This is the old man. And we're going to keep playing Shadowgate. Gotta get my key 3 out. Key 3. And this sort of marks, there's kind of like three sort of set pieces to the door, or to the game, to the door. And here, of course, this room of flame, we gotta get our cold sphere out. Now, if you don't have the cloak on, when you come into this room, you die immediately. So we just throw the sphere into the flames. And we can move on. Pretty easy. That's actually not a bad... the cloak not having the cloak on, killing you is a bad, but having the sphere in the flames, that's not bad, because you've already used it. And this will be our first instance of using Humana, which turns you... Oh, no, wait, we use the spear. That's right. Do Humana the second time. We can throw the spear at him. Right in his face. He doesn't crash, because he always comes back. And I think there's gold coins. You can give him some gold coins. 2 to get past him. And remember that rock we picked up? We gonna use it now. Oh, first we're gonna use a torch. So we don't die while we're trying to sling this guy in the face. Death to the Philistine. This is actually kind of a cool part of a puzzle, because while you wouldn't necessarily know to use the stone in the sling, if you're familiar with the biblical story of David and Goliath, you would know to cut his head off after... Did I do it? There we go. You would know to use the sword on him, because if you don't, then he comes back. So, and then we can open this bucket that doesn't really have a lid on it, but you open it anyway. And the gauntlet we're going to need to get another thing, and you know I have to close the bucket. Immediately, a good thing is if you get something that's wearable, you can just immediately put it on yourself, because you're probably going to have to need it. Wow, listen to that commentary, y'all. And you can burn that rug if you want. You will actually have to burn a rug later, but I'm not going to do that right now. Oh, good. Here's where we use our last Murica gem. But first, no, we don't do that. Let's open this book first. And open the drawer. Because you get, you take the glasses out and you use the glasses, and then you can read what's in the book. I don't even know if you need these scrolls. Oh, yep, that's a Tarek. New magic spell, which we'll use in the very next room. And that we'll use later, Illumina. We'll use that later. And now we're going to put the glasses on so we can read what's in that book. I think that book is actually, it might be another spell too. I always get tripped up with the going up or down pages in the game. Where do I need? How do I get? What do I do? I do need to take that map, because if you don't take the map, you might be up Poop Creek later. Let's look at it. I already opened it. Even though the graphic doesn't show that it's open, it is open. And yeah, Motari Rise. I think that's our last spell. And kind of strange pacing there to just dump a bunch of spells on you. Let's get our red Murica gem. I could pick that skull up there, but I already have a skull, so I don't need... You don't use skulls except for the one puzzle that I think we might get to that in this video. And again, a bunch of crap that you need to take, because if you don't have it, you might need it later. Oh, yep, okay. Let's get it right on. Can we do it? There we go. Got the poker. You can light this fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. And now that one spell, we just got it. And that's an okay puzzle. I can see where you might want to use, if you actually read the description, you could, see what, that you need to split the earth open. Bottle 5, what is it? I'm pretty sure I don't need a bottle 5. Let me look at it and see what it says. You do need that key. Yeah, I don't need a bottle 5. You only need bottle 2s, and that's it. Let's close the globe. It's nice and satisfying when you've gotten all the things in a room. Get that torch just in case. Got 9 torches. That should be plenty for the rest of the game. And let's take the horseshoe, because again, might need it. How about you get on the horseshoe there, Chief? That thing has a monster in it, and if you open it, it will come out and kill you. And then you want to use that handle. That won't open. But I'm opening it. You have to use it. You can't open it. You have to use it. Kind of being picky about it. And we don't need any of those bottles. Oh wait, we do need the test tubes. Might need the test tubes. If I can get the cursor on the test tubes. Might need the test tubes. And since I already have my gauntlet on, I can just reach out and grab this flute. But if you don't have the gauntlet on, if you forgot to put it on, guess what happens? That's right. You die. Magic flute. Yeah, I don't really know. If you didn't have Nintendo Power, or you weren't familiar with the game, I really don't know how you would find some of this stuff out. And keep in mind, this was before GameFAQs. This was before the internet when we first played this game. So there wasn't a lot of ways to get hints. So you had to call Nintendo. If you didn't know, you called Nintendo Power. You called Nintendo. Nintendo Power? You called Nintendo. Which I did often. I called Nintendo quite regularly, much to the consternation of my parents. Again? Good grief. That torch must not have been very good quality. I called Nintendo way too much. My mom would often stomp around the house demanding, "Who called Redmond, Washington? 3 or 4 times?" I'd be like, "Me, I called Redmond, Washington." "Why are you calling Redmond, Washington?" "I was stuck on Shadowgate." I actually never called for Shadowgate. I did call for Zelda 2 and Mega Man. I called for lots of different games. We don't have the thing that we need to put there yet, I don't believe. Let me check. So, yeah, we don't have that. And if you try to get that box on the right, you die. So don't do that. Now you don't, again, this is a bag of coins. We do need the big coin, and we do need 1 gold coin at least. We were not going to need all the gold coins. Just 1 of them is fine. But they gave you more, because they're classy like that. Didn't want to give you any hints, but at least they give you some more gold coins, so that's helpful. Do I have the rod? Because that's what goes in that spot there, and I can't remember if I got it. I did not. Okay, so we gotta come back to that room. And then I think over here, yeah, this is that'll be the next stopping point for the next video, because that's a good stop point. And let's see, I think up here is the next spot. Let's take that horn. Or maybe not. Big dog. Well, you know what dogs like? Dogs like water. And how would you even know that's holy water? You know, I mean, how would you know? There's not really any way to know. But the horn is one of the things we need for the last. And I don't believe I have the... Nope, I don't. Let's get out of here. Gonna have to do some backtracking. Usually I'm pretty good about that sort of thing. Here's where we need all the stupid stuff. The Sphinx is going to say, son. And then he's going to make me answer a riddle. So you basically look at the riddle. In this case, it's the horseshoe. And then you just have to use it on him. And then he says, oh, you smart. You could pass. And these markings right here, we'll need to know that later. But that puzzle right there with the Sphinx is why I had to get all that stupid crap. Because if you don't get all that stupid crap, you might not have it, and he won't let you pass, and then you have to go wander around and figure out what you need to do, and that's really annoying. Yeah, there's the rod. Good grief. Elroad. Hey! How you doing? Do I have a, it doesn't look like I have a giggity option, so... I guess we'll just, stab her with an arrow. I think that's what you're supposed to do here. Stab her with an arrow. That's what you do when you see a beautiful woman. Oh, she's a werewolf. Golly. Blade, another item you will need for the end of the game. I didn't take that scroll because you don't need it, and we'll never see him again. I go back up here, and he doesn't do anything. And we have the torch music again, but you just use the star on him. He doesn't, unless you try to take the talisman, he won't do anything. And then another endgame item right there. Gonna need that for later. Now we can go back here. Lightning. And we use the rod on the lightning rod. See, get it? See? This game's easy. Then we'll get that. Skeletal hand. It doesn't look very skeletal. It looks like a fork. It's like there's a fork in the road. Okay. And now we have to... actually have to go do some backtracking, but we'll do that in the next video. Thank you for watching. Tune in next week.